Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting Intermedia webinar. My name is Costin Tuculescu. I am a VP of Product and Engineering here on the AnyMeeting platform, and I'm joined by Mr. Artie Bayati, the Marketing Manager for AnyMeeting. Hello, Artie. Good to see you this morning.
Everybody, likewise. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And today we will be covering the topic of security and how to ensure your customers can hold secure online meetings and video conferences and address any concerns they might have. So before we go much further, as always, our lawyers have mandated that we have this amazing slide for you. Please go ahead and read about the confidentiality and forward-looking nature of this information, and we will give you a few seconds to do that. And as always, this information is recorded, so if you want to review this slide, it will be available in the recording. All right, moving forward, a few housekeeping items. We have some really cool interactivity for you. One of our favorite things as presenters who are just staring at our screen, staring at a webcam, and can't actually see and be there with you. We love the emojis. Give us some emojis. They're at the top of the screen right above my head here. It helps us know that you're out there and we're not just talking alone in a room by ourselves. So this is really cool. Okay, I saw a single tear. No real sadness, but all right, lots of thumbs up. Excellent. Your questions, we love to get your questions, and we will address as many of them as possible at the end of the webinar. We've got the Q&A feature there. Enter whatever you would like more information about, and we will get to that. And if you have any issues with your internet connection, choppy audio, things like this, you can switch to phone and dial in with the phone button. So let's dive in. Artie, we got you here, the marketing guru of AnyMeeting. Why don't you tell everybody about our free offer that is still active but coming to an end soon?
Sounds fantastic. Thank you, Costin. Yeah, let's start off with the best news first. Well, it is a little bit of a sad news because the offer does end August 1st, but we are offering for another month, we're offering free AnyMeeting Pro to all users. So you get unlimited free licenses for our AnyMeeting Pro service. And per account, you can add one license of our Webinar Pro service as well. So that is AnyMeeting Pro and Webinar Pro for free. And this offer ends August 1st, but if they are activated before then, they actually get to enjoy this until December 31st of this year, and then it switches over to a paid account. So the free offer stands. If they signed up, they're grandfathered in for the remaining of 2020. This is a fantastic opportunity to sign up any users to this product. Getting into what this is though, AnyMeeting Pro, you're getting 720p HD video conferencing and audio quality with screen sharing, and you have the capability of hosting larger meetings. Now we do have a surprise in store for you. Costin will cover that towards the end of the webinar. But along with that, you get annotation services, you get remote control, you get call recording, transcripts, and meeting insights that call out action items that were discussed during the meeting, and you'll get this emailed to you directly at the conclusion of your meeting. Now, AnyMeeting Pro, it's really, really easy to join and it's easy to host, and you can also do this from your cellular phone. And we have enlarging capabilities, so you can actually focus on one portion of the screen. If someone's sharing something with you that's slightly smaller, you can actually highlight that area, focus on it, and then close it back up again. With our Webinar Pro service, you get 200 webinar attendees, you get the same HD quality screen sharing, you get voice, you get public and private chat, you essentially get everything that you guys are enjoying on today's webinar. Your customers will get the same. And with the Crystal Clear 720, you get up to 12 presenters live on screen. You get real-time polls like we discussed. You get all the analytics and statistics of your meetings as well. So you have that insight and capability to learn what you did and then record it and then share it with your staff. Now, we did discuss that mobile meetings are included. So everything, all of the capabilities that you get to enjoy on desktop, you can also take with you on the go. So wherever your office may be, you can still host and attend meetings on the go. Now, all of this information is actually available to you guys at intermedia.net/remote. that you can get remote work best practices. We have awesome blogs there. We got the right tools for remote work. We have all of our special offers updated there. And you have signed up instructions, not only for yourself, but also for your end users. So take advantage of this. Again, this page is up, it's active, and the offer still stands until August 1st. So take advantage of this great deal. And a couple of important terms. So this offer does apply to your organization, all of your new accounts. And if you have an existing account, it applies to new users added to that account. All the active licenses, as mentioned, will be built as of January 1st, 2021. And because of the high popularity of this offer, all of our support is limited to knowledge-based articles and email. And we do reserve the right to modify this. So this offer was actually live. It was supposed to be until the end of the year. Due to high popularity, we are cutting it short. So you got to jump on this great opportunity right now. And that's about it for the offer. I am going to hand it back over to Costin to talk about best practices for safe and secure meetings.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Artie. Great summary there. So again, just to recap, if you want to get free AnyMeeting meetings and webinars for your customers, get them signed up before August 1st, and they will have free service through the end of the year. Once August 1st comes around, it will revert to a paid service. All right, so let's kick off with a poll. And I think I know the answer to this, but how important is security to you and your customers? Would love to just hear from you where we end up with this. And we've got that third option, somewhat important, but other things are more important, perhaps maybe other things such as cost, ease of use, etc. So let me share the results with you. So it looks like, you know, for about 3/4 of you, it's very important, but not the #1 most important thing ever. It seems like there are more important things. But for about 24% of you, it is the #1 most important thing. So very good to know. Thank you for helping us calibrate. And let's dive in on how to hold secure meetings. So the basis of our security really begins with how Intermedia treats security and privacy. And really at Intermedia, it is #1. We protect your data through security at our data centers and processes and security standards that we follow. And then we have features that are built into the product to ensure that your meetings are secure. And then we also have security during your meeting so that if something strange is happening, you can take control. So let's talk about the overall security of Intermedia. We subscribe to a number of industry standards that ensures that Intermedia is a top tier, highly secure, very regulated entity with regular audits around SOC 2, for example, ensuring that our privacy standards, our security standards are up to date. We've also built our products so that they're HIPAA compliant for medical usage. And if you're using the product in the right way, for example, you wouldn't want to record a session with a doctor that would not be HIPAA compliant. But as long as the product is used in certain ways, it does enable HIPAA compliance. And then we do have certain regional standards that we adhere to, the GDPR, the CCPA, and the CPNI standards. Now, I'm not going to go into great depth about this because I am more of a video conferencing expert than a industry standards and compliance expert. We do have one of our subject matter experts available on standby for Q&A if we get in-depth questions about this. But we've got all these acronyms and we are compliant with them, and that's important. Internally, our employees are regulated to maintain high security through rigorous background checks before they're hired. Fairly limited access to most folks. They are restricted to only what they need access to, and then only very senior or authorized engineers have access to higher level controls and access. And we do have regular monitoring, two-factor authorization, consistent training on security practices. We do this really fun thing. Our VP of Security, Ryan Barrett, runs something he calls Hacktober, where every October he tries to hack the company. And there are awards for people who realize they're being phished or hacked. So it's really top of mind for us as a company to have education for all our employees, and which ensures that your data, your customers' data, is secure. And as I mentioned, we have a VP of Security. He has an entire staff. We've made a large investment in building a security department with dedicated security staff that are experts in the field. This department and the work that Ryan Barrett and his team do, it goes for all Intermedia products, not just AnyMeeting. It goes for our UCaaS product, our email products, everything, to ensure that our partners, our customers, and everybody has a worry-free experience at all times. Our network is built with commercial-grade equipment, routers. We are built to resist denial attacks and mitigate them very quickly if they do occur. We have physical protections in our data centers. People can't just wander in. And we consistently leverage monitoring, system hardening efforts, vulnerability scans. We use third-party companies to scan our code to find any potential vulnerabilities. We take this stuff extremely seriously. So we've talked about what Intermedia does as a company. Now, AnyMeeting as a product and online meeting, if you're selling it as a private label solution, we've got a number of features built into the product, such as locking your meeting, passwords, attendee controls. And we are investing more and more into building security features to give you a completely worry-free experience. So one thing that we are rolling out in the next couple of weeks to you and your customers is the ability to set meeting passwords. A few weeks ago, we reintroduced the concept of scheduling your meeting. When you schedule a meeting using our dashboard, that gives you unique meeting codes, unique phone pins, so that nothing is reused. No one can guess another meeting and try to crash it or Zoom bomb it, as has been termed. So it all starts with scheduling a meeting, and that gives you the most security. Now we're adding the ability for passwords, so it'll just be a very simple checkbox. Click the checkbox. We will generate a secure meeting passcode for you. That's not easy to guess. Also, shortly, we will be adding the ability. We're going to let you also create your own passwords. But now, every meeting that you schedule can have a password. So if somehow somebody guesses it or they get a hold of a meeting invitation, if they don't have that password, they will not be able to enter your meeting. When you are in the meeting, we are rolling out the ability to further control what your attendees can do. We've had some of these requests for a little bit, so you can take away the ability to screen share, take away the ability to unmute, take away the ability to turn on the webcams, and take away the ability to manage muting. By default, AnyMeeting it tries to be very much like a conference room, very open. Anyone can talk, share, turn on camera, and all of that. But we understand these security concerns, so now we're giving you the ability to turn that off. Very powerful, and it will allow you to potentially use our meeting product to hold larger meetings that are moderated. So you take away the rights of muting, unmuting, things like that, and then at some point during the meeting, you can turn it on. So during Q&A, people can unmute themselves and do that. So we're adding that to our meeting product. Very exciting. We also have the ability to lock the meeting. If you're not familiar with this yet, we've had it for a little bit. It's simply a small icon. In your meeting, you mouse over to the top, you'll see the lock. You click the lock icon, and you will be able to prevent anybody else from joining that meeting. So if you have a highly sensitive meeting, Once everyone has joined, you lock it and you're good to go. No concerns about anybody else joining the meeting. We also have a kick feature. So if you forgot to lock the meeting or someone's being obnoxious, simply click on them, remove from meeting. This feature is only available for hosts. So, you do want to be there to moderate your meeting. We don't want people kicking each other out. So simple, one click, get out of my meeting. You're causing too much trouble. All right, a few additional best practices. We built AnyMeeting to be very simple, and for that we did provide static conferencing pins and a static URL. So if I'm mostly meeting internally with colleagues, I don't have a lot of security concerns. So I can have a very simple URL, anymeeting.com/Costin Tuculescu That's actually not an easy URL. It's a very difficult URL for people to type. I know from experience. But we encourage you to reset that meeting URL frequently. Same thing with your conference pins. We provide static conference pins. Be mindful when you share your phone conference pins, but you can also reset those as needed as well. And then again, you can leverage your host controls to control what people can do in your meeting. Coming soon, as I mentioned, we've got the password feature with the ability to set custom passwords for your meetings. We're also building an option to auto lock all your meetings. So 5 minutes after the meeting has started, it will, just automatically do that for you, so you don't have to remember to click the lock button. As part of this feature, we will also be rolling out a waiting room capability. So if somebody is trying to attend a locked meeting, the host will be notified that Joe, Sally, Mary are trying to join this meeting. Do you want to allow or deny them? And then very easily you can say, don't allow anybody else, don't bother me for the rest of this meeting, things like that. So the waiting room or lobby functionality is coming soon as well. There's the slide about it. So you can see you will get some very nice notifications, and it'll be very quick and easy to grant permissions to people who maybe came late after you locked your meeting. And now, really exciting stuff, not security related, that we're working on. We are opening up the video capabilities from 12 webcams to 24 webcams. So very shortly, within a few weeks, we will allow up to 24 people to turn on their camera in the meetings. This is, again, is not a security feature, just something that has been asked for and we're very excited about. And one more thing that I don't even think we have a slide for, but we're also working on a blurred background for those home workers who want to kind of hide what's going on behind them. The blur background feature will be a very welcome new feature. One more thing that we're doing for your customers. If you're reselling Intermedia as an advisor and you're reselling the Intermedia brand, your customers are already getting a set of drip emails that welcome them to the service, and then over a set of a few emails introduces them to how to screen share, how to schedule, a number of other features. In the past, our white label partners did not have this feature. We are rolling this out to our white label partners as well because we feel it's extremely strong to empower the end users to know about the capabilities of the product, the features, and educate them on how to use it. We've actually seen, when we look at the engagement data between our direct customers and our white label customers, we see a 30% higher usage from our direct customers. And we want to achieve the same for our white label customers. And we believe this will do that. I got a thumbs down on that. We will reach out to you, sir, directly. The way the drip campaign works is that they will receive about 7 emails over the first 14 days when they are created as a new user. End users can unsubscribe themselves. So really, if that's an issue, they don't want to receive educational emails about a service they just signed up for, they can unsubscribe. You can also work with your account manager if you want to block out specific full domains. So don't send anything to Acme Corp. We can most likely fulfill that need. But I really think this will be great for you, for your customers. It'll increase engagement. It helps your customers realize the value of what they've been signed up for and quickly turn them into experts of the product. So we're quite excited. So with that, I've completed this very quick deep dive into security. As always, we like to keep it very simple and easy. I think the security features that I summarized will give you and your customers a lot of comfort, and make you feel very secure when you're holding your meeting. So let's go ahead and open it up to Q&A. That was pretty quick. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. This is our chance to cover anything that may have been missed. So let's take a look. I'll take this quick question that came in via chat, but I do encourage you all, please use the Q&A feature, not the chat, to submit questions. So do you know where your servers are hosted, US versus overseas? So absolutely, I do know. And I'm gonna tell you. We have servers in the US, we have servers in the UK, and we are starting to also roll out servers using Amazon across Europe. We're also experimenting currently with Asia, in Japan, and potentially Australia. AnyMeeting has an architecture where we can deploy servers wherever our customers are, and they will start to use those servers. Our customers use the servers closest to where they are. So hopefully that answered your question, Gary. Question from Melvin. When you mentioned two-form authentication, do you support YubiKey by Yubico? I don't know if we do explicitly. I know we have our own App ID product, which enables the two-factor authentication. Melvin, I will have somebody reach out to you after this webinar to answer that question. Okay, before I dive in, let's do one more polling question. I think this one is interesting. Have your customers changed video conferencing service providers due to security concerns? So we know Zoom had a lot of security issues around the April timeframe. And yeah, let me share the results with you guys. So we have about 2/3 are saying yes. So security is important. We've seen customers change because of a lack of security. So, okay, now it's starting to normalize a bit. 58, 42%. Oh, 55, 45. Okay, maybe I need to give it a couple more seconds. Whoa, okay. Will it turn the tide? Any more voters? We're at 52-48. 52-48. All right. So, boom.
50-50.
Boom. Somebody went 50-50 on it. Okay. So, clearly, though, what this says is you can lose customers if your video conferencing product does not have the right security features. I will also say, in addition to these new features we're rolling out, Artie, do you want to speak a little bit about the blog posts and some of the security artifacts, like just kind of the documents that you and your team have produced and are available on the website?
We do have a blog post about our security updates. We do have a security document that walks you through end to end everything that we're doing for security purposes. What I can do is, as a webinar follow-up, we'll include those links in that email, so all the attendees can actually take advantage of that. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we also have a online meeting version of that security doc as well. So it's PLR labeled for everyone to share with their customers as well. So we'll provide those links in the follow-up email.
Excellent, excellent. All right, let's take a few more questions. Let's see what we got here. All right, Jeremy asks, does online meeting use any encryption? Absolutely. So all audio, video, screen sharing is encrypted using, so we use SSL for signaling, and anytime there's any chat or communication going between our servers, um, we use secure RTP protocols. I believe it's AES 128-bit encryption on our audio, video, and screen sharing feeds. So everything that goes in and out of the meeting is encrypted. One note though is if you are just dialing into a bridge using your standard PSTN dial-in, if you're just using a normal landline or phone to dial in, that won't be encrypted because that's just going through the normal telephone company. So be mindful of that. It is way more secure to use our desktop apps, our mobile apps, even our browser app to hold your meeting than it is to dial in into a conference bridge. Okay. Another great question from Jeremy. Many users create invitation from the Outlook plugin. Will you offer the ability to create unique meeting URLs and pins using this method? I love that very much. It clearly shows Jeremy knows the product, uses it, and this is a savvy person. What we're doing with the Outlook plugin, and I'm really excited about this, this is kind of a Q3, Q4 initiative, is we are working on a full sync of your calendar with AnyMeeting. So not only using Outlook, but also if you're using Gmail or even your calendar on your iOS or Android device, you'll be able to add a calendar entry. If you put AnyMeeting in the location, our back end will automatically update that meeting invitation with unique meeting URLs, unique meeting pins, password, all the information needed to secure that meeting. So it won't be so much based on the Outlook plugin technology as it'll be based on this. We're going to connect to your calendar. Well, you will connect us to your calendar, and then we will be able to interface with it and provide only secure meeting links. So I hope that helps. All right, good question here. Any plans to add co-hosts to assist in managing meetings? From Bruce. So Bruce, I would say co-hosts are really needed in webinars. Like right now, I got my co-host already, or I'm his co-host. We're kind of going through this stuff. In meetings, I guess you may want a co-host to maybe start, stop recording, maybe end the meeting so you can fully focus on it. We haven't had that request very much. Feel free to contact us through our support channels to help us understand, reach out to your account manager, help us understand the use case and the problem that you're trying to solve. And we would love to evaluate that. All right. Oh, Jeremy, you know the product. Any plan to improve remote control performance? Yes. We are working on staffing up some more around our remote control screen annotation capabilities. We do want to beef that up so it's even more of a support tool. I know now it's more of a collaboration tool. Sometimes there's some latency. I've seen those reports. Absolutely, we want to make it better. I don't have an immediate timeline for you, but it is in my top few things that I want to accomplish. Okay. Bruce asked, display usernames in their video box. Again, I think this is a webinar question because in the meeting product, we do display the people's usernames in the video box. That's a good one. Let me run that back to the team. I'll make a note that we want this for webinar as well, and we'll add it to the list. We're also making more investments in our webinar product. So I do see these types of improvements coming in the next 1 or 2 quarters. Okay, increase of video participants to 24 is for pro level. What about starter? Starter is a for attendee free service, right? So that will stay as is for today. We feel like as a free offering, it's quite compelling. It has no time limits. It lets you do video calls with up to 4 attendees, screen sharing. Really great free offering. I don't know that we want to offer any more for free. And that is why we have the Lite and Pro tiers in some cases. Nick asks, will existing online meeting customers be able to add more users at no cost after the August 1st promotion deadline? Artie, I see you nodding.
I'm nodding a no.
That is a no, sir. Sorry, Nick. So we're ending the promo. Just get them in. Get them in before August 1st. Get all your users that you want to have for free through the end of the year. And yeah, we appreciate you participating in the promo. Okay, notice on the network, online meeting connects to Google servers. Why? Let me dig into that. Let me check that out. That's something to investigate. We may be using some, Google makes some free services available. One, for example, is a technology called a stun server that helps connectivity across the internet. It's completely anonymous and wouldn't harm a user in any way. But in a security-minded context, let me look into that and make sure that there's nothing there too deep. All right, can we turn off customer or can we modify info? Is this forced? I'm assuming this is about the drip campaign. So if that's what it's about, then please work with your account manager on how you can blacklist certain domains from not receiving emails as part of this campaign. Anne asks, will you be sending out an announcement to existing AnyMeeting users about the increase in video paying, or should we let our customers know? We will likely be making our own in-app announcement. So the way we like to communicate with end users in a non-intrusive way is in the product we can put, pop up an announcement that, hey, this new feature is available, check it out. We will do that. But I think it also helps for you to connect with your customers, let them know the product's getting better, more features. I think when that announcement goes out, marketing will send you an announcement, and then you will be able to repurpose that. Right, Artie? Does that sound about right?
Absolutely. Yep, for sure.
Excellent. Wow, the questions just keep coming. All right. Will the Lite version have any the number of camera users? Jan, no, because the Lite, I believe, only goes up to 10 attendees in a meeting, right? It's 10, right, Artie? Okay.
Correct. 10, 12, and 24.
And I believe the Lite is only available to our direct users. We felt that we provided a very aggressive price point on Pro. There's no reason to have two different tiers. I believe, the buy rate is $6.50 for a PLR partner. So I think PLR does not have Lite anyway. So just a little nuance there. But no, Lite is not getting any more pains because you can only have 10 people in the meeting anyway. Okay. Jan's actually thinking about Webinar Lite, starter Lite versions of VideoCon. Okay. So, we've never really seen webinars with more than 12 video participants, and it just hasn't been asked. That would mean you have 12 presenters on a stage at once. We just haven't heard those requests coming on the webinar side. So, there's no change to the number of cameras on the webinar side at this time. And Anne kind of asked the same question. So now the 24 videos is only for the AnyMeeting product. Ooh, this is a good one. How soon before a training video will be ready in Unite University? Rick, I'm going to assume maybe this is a training video on security, AnyMeeting security. Maybe you could send us some more details in the chat. We'll take a look and reach back out to you. I think we do have some trainings on AnyMeeting. Would love to provide more collateral based on your feedback. Any plan for virtual backgrounds? Yes, RP, we are working on it. We will start, I think, with a early beta of just a blurred background, and then we will work towards virtual backgrounds. You know, if you want to be in space or on the beach, we'll work on that as we receive feedback and improve the performance of it. Any plan to focus full screen video on Talker? The meeting product already has this, so it may not be super intuitive, but when you're in a meeting and you have multiple videos, you can double click on a video and it'll make it full screen and the other ones become small. And then if you go in the settings of the meeting, there's a checkbox that says enable active talker, and that'll do the same thing. And that's on the meeting product. Herb, I think I just answered your question as well. You have it today with the 12, and yes, it'll be retained on the 24 videos. Okay, I like this. Some of our banking/finance customers have very strict firewall policies. Will we ever be able to provide IP address range for AnyMeeting so they can allow the service? Current use of star.anymeeting.com hasn't been effective. Whew, I want to know more about this. I think please reach out to to your account manager and let's get this in the support queue. My concern about giving out IP address ranges is that they change, and we wouldn't want to all of a sudden break your customer because we weren't aware, we lost track of it, and we just don't have a process in place for that. I see you mentioned IP ranges are given out for the voice side and the KB. It's possible that voice has a more static network than AnyMeeting. AnyMeeting's a bit more dynamic. We use some cloud service providers as well to scale up and scale down the service automatically. So Jeremy, send me another note with your email address and private to presenters, please. And I will reach out and see if we can get this resolved. All right. Is there an introductory webinar available to support use of Webinar Pro? So is that, Gary, are you thinking like a live webinar or a recording to really help people get started? Shoot us a message in the chat just so we can kind of do that live back and forth here. And I've gone through it. I did it. 19 questions were sent and 19 questions were answered. Thank you, everybody. That was some awesome engagement. Good applause, thumbs up, and applause to you guys. You've been an awesome audience. At this point, I don't think we have any more. So Gary said, just to close that, any approach would work. So Artie, let's take back the feedback. We need some either a training video or figure out if we want to do some live webinar sessions on that.
We do have a webinar in a box for all of our partners. So usually after our webinars, we do summarize what we put together and we put it in PLR format for our partners to be able to leverage as well. So they can do the same security webinar that we just did for their end users. So we can do that, and then we can see if we have anything specific for Webinar Pro that we can add on to the mix as well.
Perfect, perfect. So yeah, if we do a what Webinar Pro is webinar, we can add it and we can do it. So maybe that'll be, we'll do a webinar about Webinar Pro, which is all kinds of weird inception stuff going on in my mind. All right, and with that, folks, we are out of here. Thank you again for spending the time with us. It's been really fun. Hope you learned something, and we love the feedback as always. Appreciate your engagement, and we are out of here. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.
Bye, everybody.